Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos, simply take what resonates and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Happy Monday. Good morning, everybody coming in. I am a wee bit late tuning in. I had to take my fur baby to the groomer this morning, so I'm a little bit behind. But here I am. I'm talking about the energy. We are wrapping up February. And I really felt March coming in kind of soft and kind of quiet energetically. And hi, good morning, everybody coming in. Good to see you. Good to see you. I felt March coming in kind of lightly, energetically for me, kind of softly coming in. And then I felt a lot of momentum as we work through into the middle part of March and into the last week of March. I felt a lot of shifts energetically. March is an interesting month. Many of us are going through that whole I'm tired of winter, I'm ready for some more sunlight, and March kind of shifts us a little bit. As we get more daylight and the sun's out and we get to go out more, and energetically I think we naturally shift into that as we get closer and closer into spring. But I also felt this energy, this whole energy of that personal spring cleaning within seems to be a lot louder this spring compared to other springs. And what I felt as we finish February, as February ends, I'm just curious to know if in the last couple days, or perhaps in the last week, or have you felt some agitation? Have you felt agitated? Have you just been a little bit restless? Have you just been noticing certain things are irritating you a little bit? Because I felt the agitation of yep, here comes some yeses. Yeah, it's almost like, oh, I just want to, I just have that agitation energetically. I haven't been feeling it myself, but I have been feeling it energetically around other people. And part of the reason with this agitation energy is spirit. So your guides and the spirit dimensions, whatever you connect to there, is kind of preparing you for this personal spring cleanup, this personal spring purge about what no longer serves you. And I think that it's louder this year, and I for a few reasons. Number one, I've been saying for a while now, 2023 is a big year for personal growth. I've been saying that over almost like on repeat mode. Almost every live I say that 2023 is going to be about a lot of spiritual development, a lot of spiritual growth, a lot of stepping out of what no longer serves us. So March being, a month where, spring is coming and our thoughts are going to be shifting into warmer weather. Some of you may be thinking about summer vacations. What's also going to come up for many of you is this agitation about what no longer serves us. And it's a glorious space to be. So, sometimes, energetically we're shown things with energy, usually through with our own behavior and our where we are on the energetic map. So that energy is kind of saying, hey, take a look at what no longer serves you. Just take a little bit of a peek in there, because there's a huge shift that we are going to continue to navigate through. And I've said it before, those of us who are rolling up our sleeves to get some spiritual work done this calendar year, it's going to really be amplified a lot. Now, one thing that's going to become even stronger and stronger is the opportunity to stand in our own personal power. It is a theme for 2023, but taking back our power, being able to stand in that and being able to come into an alignment. But what quite often happens, and I'll say this very lovingly, is quite often when we're going through a little bit of these agitations and these shifts, quite often what we do, and I just want you to keep your awareness in this, okay? Quite often what we do when we're agitated, we blame other people or we blame situations, right? So, I think it's really important for those of you who may be navigating through some of this agitation. It's simply the universe saying to you, let's have a little look about what needs to fall back, what you need to step back from, or what you may need to put down. Sometimes we just need to be able to put it down. I'm not picking it up. I'm not gonna, anything that's happening that you don't necessarily enjoy, don't pick it up and rub it all over yourself and carry it around with you. put it down. And that includes other people's stuff. So other people are going to be navigating through their own agitation because collectively we're going through a lot of growth collectively. So, if I'll just pick on Jennifer Krause here, I'll just pick on her for a moment. So let's just say, hypothetically speaking, Jen's going through her own agitation and I'm hanging out with Jen and I'm feeling her agitation. I don't have to pick it up and rub it all over myself and pick it and carry it with me. That's I have to kind of like just kind of allow her to have her space, have her time, and kind of remember, just keep it in the back of your mind that other people are also going through this whole purging and letting go, and just being able to stay in our own lane, lovingly sending them love and light while other people figure their stuff out energetically too, what kind of spring cleaning they're doing within themselves. It's really important to just kind of remember that as other people are navigating through that too, because I really feel collectively we're going through that. So, just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Other people, when they're going through their personal purging and their spring cleaning, it's about them. It's about what they're going through and what they're navigating through. I just felt really pulled to remind people that we don't need to pick up other people's stuff. We can lovingly send them light, stay in our own lane, and kind of feel into that. My stuff, your stuff. My stuff, your stuff. And it will really help with that agitation. It will really help because sometimes we get this agitation and it's not even ours that we've picked up, it's somebody else's. So I always ask myself when I'm feeling something, mine or not mine? And then I answer that, okay, that is my stuff. So I need to take a really good look at what's agitating me. Do I need to put it down? Do I need to process it? Do I need to let it go? Am I being asked to shift out of it? Perhaps it's something that doesn't serve me. Our souls are coming into this big shift of uncovering our true identity. That's the whole personal power piece. We are coming into that, and more and more and more. And those of us who do have that strong sense of what our journey is, and our sense of our soul's identity, that continues to grow, right? I don't know why I'm glitching here. But that does continue to grow. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind, that everybody is going to be going through some of their own stuff. And we do have a cosmic force from the angelics, from the spirit dimensions, from the universe that is helping us navigate through all of this. I'm really excited for like later on into March when most of us have gone through a lot of that personal cleanup, that spring cleanup within. The frequency is going to be changing, and it's going to be with a higher frequency, and there's going to continue to be that growth and that momentum, I really feel that coming through as we navigate through our own personal spring cleaning. So that I will be getting more downloads from the spirit dimensions as the month ticks by, but that was kind of like the overview of it. The other thing with our spiritual growth is we do tend to start to feel a little bit differently. Somebody mentioned, where did I see that? I seen that quickly. I've been having constant ear ringing in my ears this week. So first of all, I'm not a doctor. If you have any concerns with your ears, absolutely see a doctor, 100%. But what that often is especially if it's like that high pitched sound that comes in slowly and leaves slowly, and it doesn't hurt. That's a big thing. Quite often that is like your heightened awareness, and it's also the spirit dimensions or the angelics, spirit guides, people who have passed, that they're trying to tap into you energetically and get messages to you. So I would take a little bit of time to quietly sit with them, to perhaps do some meditation, getting yourself a little bit more grounded. But yes, a lot of my students, when they are learning how to connect to the spirit dimensions, will say to me, I've got this ear ringing thing going on. So again, it's not unusual when spirit's trying to connect or when we're trying to connect. But if you have any issues, like I said, always see your doctor. So that is where we're at. I don't hear any ringing in my ears. I usually just feel a ton of tingles. I don't get the ear ringing piece either. I think many, many, many years ago, I would hear a bit of a buzz. Cheyenne, I also get the tingles. I start with the forehead. I usually get like this pulling sensation, and my forehead gets really, really hot. So that's normally what I get. I am going to go through and take a few questions. So let's see what we see. What if we don't feel like we have much of an identity, even after trying to find it? Um, Britt, that's a really good question. And one thing that we have to give ourselves is some time and some space, and giving ourselves some time and some space to sort that out. And who we are, there's always a new version of ourselves coming forward. Who I am today, my identity I am today, is going to shift and it's going to grow. And I think just kind of allowing different versions of yourself, different versions of your soul, of your personal identity to transform as you need to, and to what often helps too, Britt, is really kind of diving into your own spirituality and doing things that resonate with you. So, if I was to ask you, Britt, well, what's something that makes your heart sing that really resonates with you? And I always say, insert more of that. For whatever it is that brings you that peace, that fun, that excitement vibration, lean more into that. And quite often, the answer is in that space. Um, Greetings. I'm resonating with everything you're saying. Oh, wonderful. I'm really happy when things resonate. And if it doesn't, like I always say, you can just leave it here. I'm getting some Reiki treatments in March and April, indeed, because I'm getting fed up with my trauma issues not going. Those are some great tools to help with some healing. When it comes to healing and treatments, I always encourage my clients when they're coming to me for healing and treatments that they're participating in that as well. So when you're going for your treatments, visualizing a lot of that trauma, giving it permission to leave your body as well, because the client is also a very important participant in any kind of healing session. So just make sure that that's being taught to you as well as you're going through those sessions. March is a huge month astrology wise. March will feel like a rebirth. 100%, Kayla. It's going to be fantastic. But I do feel that this whole agitation piece that we're feeling coming, if you have already been feeling it, you are also going to continue to feel it in the last couple of days of February, maybe the first couple of days of March. Allow that to show you. So allow that agitation to show you what you need to step back from, or what you need to release, or what you need to kind of address. Sometimes the agitation too, I just want to insert this little piece. Sometimes that agitation is showing us where there's a little bit more healing work that we need to do as well. Right. So, I always kind of look at that with my own self too, is if something's coming up for me, I try not to push it down. I try to bring it right up, because I have learned through past experiences that pushing down, or not acknowledging, or just staying in the agitation, it's just going to keep flowing that way. It's just going to, it's the universe saying, here's what needs to be looked at. Here's how you're feeling. Have a peek in there and kind of navigate through a lot of that. Good. My weekend was draining. I'm nervous for what's ahead. But yeah, the weekend for me, I had an amazing event. It was a platform mediumship event at Sugar Daddy's Bakery in Cambridge, Ontario. I love the platform. It was an incredible event. In a previous video, I talked about how Spirit had given me like this water wiener to navigate through. And I managed to navigate my readings from a very very different place within the spirit dimensions, a much deeper place. And what was very interesting with that is I call it like that spirit hangover afterwards. After a big group reading, I will often feel like I'm hungover, even though I don't drink at these events, but that's kind of how it feels. And I didn't have that this weekend after that event, so I was really grateful. Nervous for what's ahead, Britt. One thing that I work really hard to lean out of, and perhaps this will help you, is I try really hard with the power of now. What's coming, I can't control. I can only control this present moment and how I'm responding to this present moment. So that has really helped me navigate through a lot of the nervousness for what's ahead, is because this is where I'm living right now, and this is the power that I have right now, and I only have control over this present moment on how I'm feeling. So that has really settled down a lot of the anxious feelings that I get, especially when I'm feeling a lot of uncertain energy coming in. Is I always bring myself, no, right now I'm here. I'll deal with what's coming in when I cross that bridge. So I hope that a little tip helps you. Look at you all coming in. It's good to see you. All right, let's just see if there's any questions here. All right, let me scroll back up here a little wee bit. I missed some of your chats, so I missed quite a bit of your chats. All right, here we go. I don't hear any. Okay, I answered that one. Wesley, ASMR, but Spirit does it. Okay. I also feel warm sensations in some parts of my body if that has something to do with it. Absolutely. I feel whenever I feel spirit, it's gotten a lot better. But when I was first doing readings, I used to get extremely hot. I mean, like I wanted to take off my clothes, kind of hot. But as my physical body adjusted to working in the spirit dimensions, I do get warm and I do get a lot of warm sensations, but I don't get as hot anymore. Sometimes I get a little cool too, but not like I used to. I think that my physical body has adjusted to the work that I do. I used to feel those sensations all the time. And everybody has their own experience with how they feel when they work with the spirit dimensions as well, right? Kayla, I had to move away from my family when I was young. The current place I live makes me sad and drained. What does spirit have to say? A few things. I do feel, Kayla, that I need to kind of get you to to kind of spend a little bit more time on recharging your spiritual battery. I feel like your spiritual gas tank or your spiritual battery is a little bit low. I need to get you out with more of a pleasure. I need to bring more pleasure into you, but I also need you to lean in a little bit of a little bit of what is happy, but also what is making you sad there. I don't feel like pushing that sadness away. I need to kind of ask you to sit in what is that sadness? What is it? I don't feel it connected to the place, however, though. I keep getting that arrow in even if I move you. So I asked spirit to move you somewhere else. And I still felt that sadness. So and spirit just kept on pointing back in. So I just kind of have to get you to sit with what is the sadness. Because when I picked you up and tried to move you to a new location, I felt the sadness travel. So I'll let you have a think about that. Um, can chakras be dislocated? I was trying to channel empathy with my fourth chakra during some rite, and it was like pulled out of me. I'm just going to reread that. I think that they can be out of alignment. So out of alignment or dislocated, depending on the wording that you want to use there. I do feel like can be out of alignment. And sometimes it's just a matter of sometimes we have to be a little bit more grounded when we're doing channeling. So if I try to channel and I'm not feeling grounded, or if I'm feeling that I haven't kind of put something down that's happened, I struggle with channeling. So before I do any channeling, I literally ground myself first. I also process anything that I don't need to bring into my channeling. I do that when I'm reading too. So if let's just say I'm doing a reading for you and I've had some stuff going on in my morning, what I do is I have to deal with that before I can do any kind of work with spirit because otherwise I'm pulling that in. So quite often the best way for me is I will do a lot of grounding work. I'm very visual with my grounding. I will go stomp outside, I will go feel the ground. I will let go of that energy before I do any work with spirit. Otherwise, I'm bringing that with me. Right. So if I'm trying to channel and and in the back of my mind, I'm still agitated with something that happened in my morning, or I'm frustrated with something that happened in my morning, I'll also write it down. I'll journal it. I'll burn it. I get myself back into that place of full alignment because we can be out of alignment with our chakras as well. And the easiest way to kind of pull yourself back in is with some grounding. I really feel that we don't give grounding enough credit. Like I truly don't think that we do it enough. I don't feel that we pay enough attention to that. And I think that if you can turn up the volume on your grounding practices, it does make it a little bit easier to navigate through stuff, and it also makes it really much easier to connect with the spirit dimensions. I teach mediumship from level 1 all the way to master class, and it's the first thing out of my mouth when I see my students is, have you grounded? And are you bubbled? Where are you energetically? It's so important. And the reason people always say, well, why is it so important? The spirit dimensions are a different vibration than what we are here in the physical world. Number one. Number two, if you can't be bringing, unbalanced energy in, it will kind of sound like a static. So for those of you who channel, if you're not grounded, you're probably hearing a lot of static or a radio silence or a buzz that there's like nothing coming back in. Just go out, Side is the best way to get yourself grounded. Stomp on the ground, hug a tree. I like to put my hands in the snow, like anything that just kind of connects me to the earth, or just simply visualizing my feet connected into the earth. That's why most meditations start with grounding you and getting you to relax, because that is the way in, right? So it's so important. I truly don't feel we do enough grounding in our regular world, in our physical world. Okay, I'll scroll back up. Here's a bunch more. Everybody, 100%. Everybody does feel vibrations very differently. Absolutely. You're very welcome, Britt. Um, okay, I answered that one. I'm just scrolling through a couple more questions here. See, you guys are chit chatting with each other, and I love that. Any advice on how I can get help from spirit council to find a new job that's healthier for me? My current one is very okay. This is great. This is a good question. So one thing that really helps here is, number one, you're doing the right thing. You're asking. Asking for help is huge when it comes to spirit. Ask, 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 ask. Now you have to be a vibrational alignment. Okay. So one thing that you can do here with your asking is, I need to get you now looking. So I need to get you however, wherever jobs are posted on Indeed, or wherever it is, wherever you are in the world, wherever jobs are posted, I need you to start checking. I also need you to become very excited in finding a new job. Okay. So I need you to step out of the lack of where you're at, that feeling of lack of, and I need to get you excited and asking for new opportunities and being a participant in finding that. We can ask spirit all day long for anything, but we have to participate in it energetically. We have to. So, because, if you don't go out looking, spirit's not going to, say, well, here's a job for you. You have to get out there and you have to be excited about it. The other thing that I do, and I do this exercise, I've talked about it before on the lives. I think I've talked about it in a video, is, and every single day, I do a little exercise when I open up my cupboard doors, when I open up my fridge door. I literally say, oh, now I can't speak. I am open for new opportunities that serve my highest good. Every single time I open up a cupboard in the morning, and the fridge, even my vehicle door, I am open to new opportunities coming. You have to be a match. If you want new opportunities, you have to be a vibrational match for it and be open to receive it. Okay. I always ask for things for my highest good. Always, always, always. I am very much in alignment with that. And I also do my end of the work. We have to do our end of the work. So whatever you're looking for, whether it be a job, a new relationship, opportunities, you've got to do your end of the work. So manifesting 101, there's a lot of information on manifesting 101. I would start visualizing yourself driving to a new job. I would be asking for the new opportunities all the time. I would be asking, I could see my paycheck looks like there's an increase in abundance coming in every 2 weeks. I've got to get you playful in that. I've really got to get you moving. Move your feet in the direction that you want to go, and always with gratitude. You can write, I'm not a big vision board person, but I do journal what I want. This is what's coming for me. I also have a manifesting bowl on my table where I write my manifestations out on little bay leaves. You can use little pieces of paper, and just putting it out to the universe. And I'm willing to roll up my sleeves. And I do that all the time with spirit. I'm willing to do the work. Can you show me can you help me with the opportunity? Right. So I hope that little rant on that helps you. I am wishing you only love and light on that journey of finding something new. Excitement. I have to talk about getting excitement with new things. You got to get in there with the excitement in order to change, vibrations. You've got to be a participant in it. I get up every morning so excited to see what the Google Calendar is going to tell me. I just get so excited about it. I stay in that excitement because it's extremely, extremely important. Okay, let's scroll down. I think I spent a bit of time on that. Good. Some of you are liking the advice on there. Mandy Greenhill, great advice. Lana, this is what I say to my clients all the time. Ground, ground, ground. Absolutely. And the stomping part really helps with the agitation energy, by the way. If I'm feeling it's a good way to release, is to just go out and stomp. Sometimes we need to stomp like a 2-year-old and get ourselves really, really grounded. I do have a question. I've gotten a label. ADHD. Does spirit have any advice on how to deal with it? I've recently been struggling so badly with it. Okay. So I am a big believer in the in worlds working together. So medical world, I and this in the holistic world and the spirit world. I believe in all of us working together. So first of all, I want to get that out there to you. So it's great that the medical world has gotten you a diagnosis, and I think that you will be well on your way to getting some help on that. I also feel I also feel though that I need to just kind of remind you that even with a diagnosis, it can be good because it gives you an understanding. However, I really need you to work on that whole no ceiling above me, no ceiling above me. I am going to work with this, and there's a lot of good things, and there's a lot, and I really need you to kind of embrace both worlds with it. So perhaps some energy work, perhaps a little bit of healing work. I need you to balance both worlds with it. And I think that when we do that blending, it's a beautiful, beautiful space when we work together. So I've got many clients that have a very similar diagnosis, that will come to me for workshops or support or grounding practices or just regular check-ins to help them. It's not a bad thing when you get an answer. Right. So now that you have an answer, you can start working with that. It's about being able to blend both. Okay. I do hope that that helped you. Um, Kayla, you're very welcome. I needed someone to remind me to get excited. You got to get excited. It's just such an incredible space to be in. Diane, I'm trying to open up my clairvoyance more. I wondered if visualizing energy in my third eye, the one behind the base of the skull, would help. Um, Yeah, I do believe that that will help. I also need to give you a lot of allowing yourself to develop in the direction that you need to. So I really kind of have to just simply say, I am going to be opening up all my spiritual senses, and I'm going to allow all of them to develop. I really feel like I need to give that to you, Diane, on just kind of allowing more and more. I also feel, Diane, that I gotta kind of just gently say to you, I also think that you need to kind of connect with more and more like-minded people that are on a similar journey with development. I don't know why I feel that. Sandra, stomping has definitely helped me with my extra anxious energy. Yeah, it's a great tool. It's a great tool. Sometimes I'll even, I know it sounds funny, but I'll even go outside and I'll just kind of march around very playfully, or skip. I like to skip through I like to skip to a rhythm. I don't know. It just kind of brings more of a playfulness. I think sometimes we put so much seriousness into our spiritual practices. It's got to be playful. It's got to be playful. Okay, let's see. I'm glad that a lot of this has helped. Good stuff. Let's see if a few more here before I gotta go. I answered the job one. You're very welcome. Okay. I had at times and still have issues protecting and dealing with all emotions I feel from others. Well, us and the empaths out there, we are going to feel, right? So we are going to feel other people's stuff. And I think a big piece in recognizing that, because I do a lot of protection practices around myself too, and I'm still going to feel other people's stuff. We can't close ourselves completely off from not feeling. But what's really important when we do feel other people's stuff is that we don't carry it as our own. So what will quite often help with that is, I'm going to acknowledge that this is how you're feeling. I'm going to offer some help and support and some guidance, or even if I just send you some love and light, if that's all that, if that, let that be enough. But I want to make sure that I'm not carrying it as my own. So being able to put down other people's stuff, and you can still help people with their stuff. It's just about not carrying it, if that makes sense. So w- when we protect ourselves, it doesn't prevent us from not helping. It just prevents us from being able to carry that heaviness with. And sometimes I have to do some you know s- some smudging or some rituals, or I have to work with some selenite, because we are feelers, we are empathic, right? So I do hope that that helps you as well. Good stuff. This has been a great chit chat. I hope you enjoy spending a little bit of time with me. The power of play. Yes, Jen, 100% the power of play. Absolutely. It's such a great stress reliever, right? Have you ever noticed, just for a moment, like overall, little kids are not stressed out. Like they don't have that stress. They've got their own little issues in their world, but they don't have that stress heavy feeling, and it's because they play so much. The imagination, right? It's that vibration of play. It just play. We are here to learn and experience and grow, and it's about dancing in that growth with some learning. I've really worked really hard on not getting upset with myself when I'm learning a lesson. I literally dance to it. I'm learning today. Even the hard stuff, like I don't know, for me it just makes the hard stuff a little less hard, right? Especially if I can't change it. If I've got to learn the lesson and I got to go through it, I just go through it in that way. Treat life like a big playground. 100%. 100%. I've been watching your story time videos where you tell us about delicious spirit encounters. I absolutely love them. Thanks for sharing them with us. I love them too. I have so much fun with spirit, and I never know what truly is going to happen, where I'm going to land up, and I just simply trust. But thank you so much for enjoying those story times. It's the world of spirit is just so incredibly magical, and it brings me a lot of joy. It truly does bring me a lot of joy. The power of play. I want you all to play today. Find a moment and play a little bit today, right? Just start inserting that a little bit. Be a little playful. You know what? I know you're gonna laugh this morning. I'll laugh at this story, but I'll give you a bit of an idea. I was at the gym this morning, quite early, and I was I don't know, I was kind of like, oh, it's Monday, oh, it's the gym, oh, it's Monday, oh, I'm at the gym, oh, my body hurts. And then I was doing some weights and did some stretches, and I just noticed my own shadow on the wall. Right. So what did I start to do? I started to make a little puppet shadow. And it was just I just took that 30 seconds to just kind of play with the puppet shadow, and all of a sudden it just kind of shifted how I was feeling about being early Monday morning at the gym. Like, it didn't take long. I just literally went along the sidewall. That's all that it takes, is those little simple moments, right? Little simple moments. Make a face at yourself in the mirror. Just make yourself laugh a little bit. I do hope that you enjoyed spending some time with me this morning. I will be on again this week. We'll see how my week goes, but I do try to get on at least twice a week to give you an update with the energy and to have a chit chat and have some laughs and have some fun out here. As always, love, light, blessings, and a spirit guided day. Take care of each other out there.